Sarah sat in her apartment, surrounded by broken photo frames, eviction notices, and unanswered emails. Once a respected executive, she now drowned in humiliation caused by Michelle's betrayal. The city's lights glimmered mockingly outside her window, reminding her of everything she lost. Her once bright future had collapsed into ashes, leaving her with unbearable loneliness. She replayed every moment in her mind, wondering when the cracks first appeared. Had she missed the signs? Michelle's smiling face haunted her every memory. The betrayal extended beyond her career. Trusted friendships, fragile romances, even family respect, everything crumbled. Sarah's reputation was poisoned, whispered about in boardrooms, gossiped over drinks, and pitied by strangers. Tears streamed endlessly, but rage boiled beneath them. She needed answers. She needed clarity. How could her best friend, her confidant, become her greatest destroyer? 6 months earlier, Sarah and Michelle walked through the glossy corridors of a Lagos shopping mall, laughter echoing. Unaware, Sarah was already walking directly into betrayal's snare. Sarah and Michelle's friendship seemed enviable. They worked in sleek offices, shared brunches in Victoria Island cafes, and celebrated promotions with champagne under glittering Lagos nightlife. They exchanged secrets over late-night phone calls, their voices weaving comfort into exhaustion. Sarah believed Michelle understood her deeper than anyone, grounding her through chaotic urban life. Their apartments were only blocks apart, allowing spontaneous visits. Together, they browsed luxury boutiques, attended art exhibitions, and whispered dreams of one day building businesses side by side. Michelle appeared endlessly supportive, encouraging Sarah's ambition. She applauded every achievement, sending congratulatory messages with glittering emojis, crafting the illusion of unwavering loyalty Sarah thought would last forever. Sarah introduced Michelle to family and colleagues, proudly showcasing her friend as a sister chosen by heart. No suspicion lingered. Trust flowed unquestioned between their lives. Yet beneath Michelle's radiant smile, shadows lingered. Unseen currents stirred beneath their closeness, waiting silently for the perfect storm that would fracture Sarah's carefully constructed world. On weekends, Sarah and Michelle planned futures over rooftop cocktails, watching Lagos traffic crawl beneath them. They envisioned wealth, influence, and power, bound tightly by ambition's intoxicating allure. Sarah dreamed of launching her own consulting firm, serving multinational companies. Michelle promised unwavering support, offering connections and ideas that made Sarah believe success was certain. They attended corporate seminars together, networking with executives and exchanging business cards. Michelle appeared magnetic, effortlessly charming rooms, while Sarah quietly admired her ability to capture attention. Sarah believed Michelle's brilliance enhanced her own. Their friendship became a powerful alliance, seemingly unstoppable, strengthening with each shared opportunity, each whispered plan, each glittering night spent together. Their bond dazzled outsiders who envied their closeness. Family members called them inseparable, colleagues described them as formidable, and strangers admired the harmony they radiated effortlessly wherever they appeared. But within Michelle's notebook, tucked carefully away, her private ambitions contradicted everything Sarah believed. Every secret plan documented inside would eventually ignite destruction neither woman anticipated. Sarah noticed small oddities she brushed aside. Michelle lingered too long with colleagues, asked probing questions about finances, and occasionally withheld details Sarah once freely received. During dinners, Michelle's eyes sometimes clouded with envy, though her smile never faltered. Sarah, blinded by trust, convinced herself exhaustion explained Michelle's strange, fleeting expressions. They took a weekend trip to Accra, basking in beaches and colorful markets. Laughter overflowed, but Michelle disappeared often, making cryptic phone calls Sarah dared not question. Sarah's career blossomed quickly, earning her leadership on a high-profile project. Michelle celebrated loudly, yet subtle bitterness flickered behind her polished praise, unsettling Sarah's intuition. The city's rhythm masked rising tension. Glitzy malls, buzzing traffic, and vibrant nightlife seemed unchanged, yet beneath the noise, Michelle's loyalty began quietly unraveling thread by delicate thread. Sarah sensed a storm approaching, but couldn't define its source. She only knew something unseen had shifted, and it threatened everything she once believed unshakable. Michelle grew bolder, planting herself deeper into Sarah's professional circles. She volunteered assistance on critical projects, subtly positioning herself as indispensable, earning admiration Sarah never questioned openly. Behind Sarah's back, Michelle whispered carefully chosen words to executives, sowing seeds of doubt about Sarah's leadership. Slowly, influence shifted, unnoticed beneath friendship's comforting disguise. Michelle's charm masked her schemes. She strategically highlighted Sarah's mistakes while magnifying her own contributions, reshaping narratives until Sarah appeared less capable than everyone once proudly believed. At a rooftop gala, Michelle sparkled under flashing cameras. Sarah introduced her to powerful investors. Oblivious, Michelle was already orchestrating plans to seize every golden connection. Sarah's trusting nature blinded her. She interpreted Michelle's assertiveness as supportive loyalty, never realizing her friend's ambition had turned predatory, feeding hungrily on opportunities Sarah unknowingly provided. Yet Michelle's reflection betrayed her at night, eyes hardened with calculation, lips pressed tightly. She had crossed lines of loyalty, and Sarah's downfall was inevitable. Michelle accessed Sarah's confidential files one late evening, disguised as harmless assistance. She downloaded sensitive proposals, her heart racing, knowing this betrayal marked the first irreversible step. The next morning, Sarah praised Michelle's dedication, oblivious to the theft. She trusted Michelle completely, unaware that her friend's ambition was now sharpening knives behind closed doors. Michelle presented Sarah's ideas at a private investor meeting, framing them subtly as her own. Applause followed, drowning out the silent cries of Sarah's unseen brilliance. Opportunities shifted quickly. Michelle secured new partnerships, opening doors Sarah had dreamed of. The world applauded Michelle's meteoric rise, blind to the stolen foundation beneath her empire. Meanwhile, Sarah noticed shifting dynamics at work. Executives seemed distant, investors delayed responses, and whispers spread. Confusion gnawed her confidence, though Michelle offered comforting words, masking poisonous satisfaction. The city's bustling skyline glittered unknowingly as Sarah's carefully constructed life began tilting toward collapse. The betrayal she couldn't yet see had finally drawn first blood. Sarah's project collapsed spectacularly when investors abruptly withdrew. Accusations circulated, painting her as careless. Confused and humiliated, she struggled to understand why doors once open now slammed mercilessly shut. Michelle comforted her publicly, draping loyalty like a shawl. Privately, she thrived, using Sarah's downfall as leverage to position herself as the corporation's rising star. Sarah's colleagues avoided her gaze, whispering in hallways, her inbox filled with rejection notes. The vibrant Lagos skyline mocked her with flashing billboards advertising Michelle's newfound success. Restless nights plagued Sarah, tormenting her with unanswered questions. She reviewed every decision repeatedly, unaware the very person offering tissues and reassurance was orchestrating her silent destruction. Meanwhile, Michelle cultivated new allies. She slipped effortlessly into elite circles Sarah once introduced her to, rewriting history until Sarah seemed invisible, unworthy, and tragically disposable. But one evening, Sarah stumbled across a business magazine featuring Michelle holding her stolen proposal. Shock and rage collided. Suspicion finally erupted into undeniable, suffocating certainty. Sarah began investigating quietly, combing through documents and emails. Patterns emerged, similar language, identical structures. Her proposals had been lifted entirely, masked beneath Michelle's polished presentations and fabricated brilliance. Determined, Sarah followed Michelle one evening through Victoria Island's bustling streets. She watched her slip into a luxury restaurant, laughing with executives who once courted Sarah's business ideas. The sight twisted Sarah's stomach. Betrayal no longer felt abstract. It was breathing, thriving, celebrating under chandeliers, while her own career lay shattered in dim silence of uncertainty. Sarah returned home restless, staring at photos of their smiles. Every memory now resembled a cruel performance, staged by a woman rehearsing deception behind practiced laughter. Anger ignited resolve. Sarah decided to confront Michelle soon, but unease lingered. Something darker pulsed beneath the betrayal, as if Michelle's motives ran far deeper than ambition. While scrolling late into the night, Sarah discovered suspicious financial transfers connected to Michelle. The numbers whispered secrets too dangerous to ignore, and Sarah's pulse quickened sharply. Sarah traced the financial transfers to shell accounts linked with Michelle's name. The trail revealed not only corporate theft, but connections to Sarah's estranged family inheritance. Shock paralyzed her. Michelle had unearthed secrets Sarah barely remembered: hidden assets, unclaimed wealth, legacy property. Greed had driven Michelle to infiltrate Sarah's life with precision, exploiting trust mercilessly. Every outing, every whispered encouragement, every introduction had been strategic. Michelle hadn't just sabotaged Sarah's career, she had invaded her lineage, rewriting futures with cold calculation and silent betrayal. Sarah's chest tightened as puzzle pieces locked into place. Michelle's sudden closeness, unwavering availability, and insatiable ambition now appeared as rehearsed maneuvers in a devastatingly orchestrated performance. The realization left Sarah trembling. Her friend's betrayal wasn't momentary weakness, but deliberate sabotage, designed to strip her identity, her future, and her bloodline of rightful inheritance. But Sarah's worst fear arrived when she received a legal notice. Michelle had filed claims on the inheritance using stolen documents. Sarah's entire legacy hung precariously threatened. Courtrooms buzzed with whispers as Sarah entered, documents clutched. Michelle stood across the aisle, radiant in confidence, preparing to erase Sarah's existence with forged signatures. The judge reviewed files, his stern gaze heavy. Sarah's evidence trembled in her hands. Each page felt like shards of betrayal piercing deeper into already shattered trust. Michelle smirked subtly, eyes gleaming with victory. Years of friendship condensed into ashes between them, replaced by icy distance and a ruthless hunger for absolute power. Sarah fought back tears, presenting proof of stolen proposals, false accounts, and manipulated inheritance claims. Murmurs rippled across the room, Michelle's carefully built empire beginning to crumble. The verdict loomed. Michelle's mask cracked, fury flashing. Sarah realized even with justice delivered, scars would remain. Their sisterhood was buried, replaced by haunting silence between broken souls. As the gavel struck, Sarah's world shifted forever. She reclaimed her identity, yet the ache of betrayal lingered. Some wounds never heal, only echo endlessly. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share for more interesting stories like this one.